In war, the first casualty is truth. That's a phrase from ancient Greece. So in Israel's war against the jihadists, how can we know who to believe? Well, the key is to look for people who actually benefit from telling the truth.
Now, there are certain experts in warfare or politics or history whose very reputation depends on their accuracy. If they were caught lying, their integrity would be damaged. For example, the head of urban warfare studies at West Point, America's top military academy, his name is John Spencer, and he's highly respected. He's been to Gaza twice, and he said many times that no army in history has been as effective as Israel's IDF at avoiding civilian casualties.
Now, that's not what the mainstream media is reporting, but John Spencer can't afford to lie. He's a military tactician, he's a military analyst, and his reputation would be damaged. Colonel Richard Kemp led the British Army in Afghanistan, and he says the same thing. You can check out their interviews on YouTube.
Look, we can measure an army's effectiveness at preventing civilian casualties. The way it's done is by what's called a civilian to combatant casualty ratio. It shows how many civilians were hurt or killed compared with every combatant. To be clear, we're not making light of civilian casualties. People are not statistics. But we are looking for the truth.
When the US and its allies fought ISIS and the Taliban, the ratio was around 4 civilian casualties for every 1 combatant, and that was considered good. Colonel Kemp says that in Rafah, Israel has achieved an unprecedented ratio of 1 civilian casualty for every 10 combatants. Now, both Colonel Kemp and John Spencer say that Israel's methods will be studied by armies for decades.
So why doesn't the media reflect that? Why do we constantly hear about the indiscriminate bombing, the war crimes, and genocide, when the truth is the exact opposite? Do journalists know more than military experts? Of course not. Have they never heard of these people? Look, John Spencer and Colonel Kemp have appeared in dozens of media outlets, like Newsweek, Wall Street Journal, Wired, The Telegraph, the BBC, the Daily Mail, the Washington Post. Every media company has heard of them. So why? Why do we mostly hear the opposite message? How Israel is a blatant aggressor instead of the world's most humane army?
And what about political leaders like Joe Biden quoting Hamas casualty figures in his State of the Union address? He definitely knows they're not true. So why do they do it? Do they just say what some people want to hear? Is that how they get more support or more money? Or do they have an anti-Semitic agenda? We can't say for sure, but what's clear is that they're all basically lying.
And this has real consequences, like increased support for the terrorists who continue to oppress the Palestinians and hurt and kill both Palestinians and Israelis. And this false reporting leads to increased anti-Semitic harassment and violence, the kind that you're seeing everywhere. So, if you hear claims about Israel committing some kind of atrocity, check in with the people that you can depend on to tell the truth. You know 2 of them now, and there are many.
And if you hear anyone making false claims about Israel, hold them accountable. Tell them, yeah, I've heard that too, but that's not what the experts say. And send them this video, or send them John Spencer's X account or Colonel Kemp's.
If people want to criticize Israel, or any other country for that matter, of course, they have the right to do that. But no one has the right to spread harmful, false information. Fight for honesty, call people out, and hold them to account.